Coach, how's it feel to be back in Champaign again?
Awesome. Kind of give you an example of the last 24 hours. A lot of mixed emotions, family time. This has been a true process. But as soon as I got to town yesterday, I lit up, just generically smiled, just thinking about all the times and kids growing up here, and just a lot of memories. And I lit up and it fired me up just to get back to town. We love this place, and as a family, and so it's a special place to us. Happy to be back.
Obviously, you're having success at Kansas State. What brought you back? What enticed you to come back?
Well, if you ever met Coach Beaton, he's as good a recruiter as I've ever been around. Which throughout this process had a lot of time to go through a lot of things, sitting down with him, and really just hearing his vision for the program, and then having a chance to be able to see it, right, and seeing it kind of where we started this year, and where, talk about raising the bar and getting to the next level. But Coach Bielema, man, he's been unreal, unbelievable. I know that I'll have somebody hand in hand to recruit with, just going with this process, man, just going through the process, and how detailed he was throughout this whole process with myself and my entire family. So that was the whole process.
What did Nate and Pat share about their experience here, and what level of conversation did you have with those guys as you made this choice?
So even for the last 2 years, 2.5 years, all of them, whether it was Pat, Nate, they talked about how Coach was the real deal. And so never knowing that I was going to get back here, but they all talked great about him. And those guys, that don't happen all the time. And when you hear it, it's good, but when you have a chance to sit down with somebody and look them in the eyes, and you look them in the eyes and you hear what they're saying, the message they're giving you, and it's real and it's coming out of their pores, that's different. And so that's kind of how that happened. But hearing it from those guys, even hearing it from Corey, and so that meant the world to have a chance to sit down with them and talk to them, and hearing it from those guys meant a lot as well.
You obviously have a lot of recruiting comfortability here. What's that mean for you, Thad, as you come back in Chicago, St. Louis, Florida?
Yep, a lot of. I'm excited about that. New challenge. It's going to be fun, and I'm excited about the opportunity to get back in the St. Louis area, in the Chicago area, Florida area, wherever they send me. I'm fired up about the opportunity to help impact winning, to help impact lives, and that's what I'm excited about.
What do you think you can do with the pieces here, whether it's Coach Bielema, the other assistants on the trail?
Yeah, and I think Charlie was just talking about relationships, and that's what it's all about. That's what we're going to start. I'm going to start today. I met with most of the guys today, but we're start getting at it today, tonight, and trying to raise the bar and get to that next level. And I know with this staff, it's great energy in there, which I felt that love last night, walking in the building, everybody's high-fiving, and just feeling the energy from Coach B for the last couple of weeks, and who he is, and the entire staff. Everybody in there can recruit because it's all about relationships, and I felt that for a while now.
Coach, when you left here, did you think you could be back in Champaign at some point? Was there ever in your head you could be return in some position at some point?
Not really, but to be honest, if I had an opportunity, I would highly consider it.
Okay.
But at that point in my career, I was really wanting more responsibility and wanted a chance to really have a chance to call plays and be a coordinator. And so we made that move as a staff. One of the hardest things we had to do because my family really loved me here, and so that was hard. But God is good, I'm back.
Is there something appealing about being a running backs coach for a head coach that likes to run the ball a lot?
Absolutely, absolutely. You see me light up, that was just natural because, you know, no, it's I know Coach's resume and what he's been able to do, and anytime a guy like Coach Bielema wants to sit down and talk to you, and a guy who's had that much success everywhere he's been, and the kind of style and the kind of offense that he wants to run, the physical brand of offense he wants to play, that's kind of ball I want to play as well, and so any running back should want to be a part of that.
What was that moment like when Illinois initially reached out to you, knowing that after a couple of years you would have a chance to after? What was that reaction for you, kind of like in that moment?
That's a great question. It was surreal a little bit, but again, this has been a process because we've all been working and recruiting on the road, and it's when you have kids involved, you have families involved. It's not just about me at the end of the day. So, it's a lot of mixed emotions to answer that question. A lot of mixed emotions, good and bad, and putting it all together as a family. But at the end of the day, I'm here. You can see I'm happy. I'm excited and blessed to be here.
That you know a couple guys in this running back room.
I do.
You recruited Nick and Reggie. Just what do you know about your room so far? And obviously a high standard in that room after what Chase did.
Absolutely. Chase did a great job, and so meeting with these guys, the energy is great in that room so far. Those are things that I look for. As far as we talk about traits and habits in that room, I know we'll be able to get them to play well. And so just getting around them and feeling their energy and their vibes and where we want to take them, I feel really good about that. And some big guys in there that can run, so that's exciting as well. That's one thing that's different than when I was here. Brick, he's got some big cats in there, so just excited to really put my hands on and mold this clay, and really looking forward to the challenge. Just get started right away tonight.
Coach, what have your conversations been like so far with Coach Lunny, and what's your thoughts on his scheme and how it's going to be good for your room?
Yeah, I had a chance to. When you leave here, this is like it's a special place to me. I don't care what anybody else says, but to me, it's a special place. And so we always follow Illinois as a family, whether it was basketball, football. So I had a chance to watch Coach Illini when he was the offensive coordinator at USDA, and I watched that guy. I didn't know who he was at that time, but and then to watch him this year and had a chance to sit down. We've been meeting all day, but just watch how his flow is, and more importantly, he's a genuine person. I sat down and met with him in St. Louis, and I was supposed to probably talk to him for 30 minutes. We probably talked for 2.5 hours, and so just conversation. And so he was impressive to me, as a play caller, more importantly as a man.
Thad, the attitude when Chase was having success last year, at least from Coach B, was that's what we do here. We produce 100-yard rushers, 1,000-yard rushers in a season. What have you gathered from Coach B that just kind of allows him to kind of do that every year on a consistent basis?
I think what you started with from the beginning is the expectation. It's the expectation of you being a dude, going out understanding that you're going to have the opportunities. And now what are you going to do with those opportunities? And, if you want to be the elite running back, just look at his track record. And that was a part of me saying, okay, this guy, Coach Bielema, has produced these kind of offenses and this kind of physical brand and these kind of backs. I want to be a part of that.
Is Liddyville retired, or are you bringing it back? Or?
Sorry, but Liddyville is retired. They had a good run, a good time, and a good place. It always have a special place in my heart. But Liddyville, they had a great run, and right now we're all about family. And Coach Bielema had a chance to show me what that was all about with our conversations, and that's what I want to be about. That's why I'm here, and so it'll be family.
This program's coming off an 8-5 season, a New Year's Bowl. What stands out about how Brett has gotten that, and the staff's gotten it to that point versus when you took the job at Temple a couple years ago?
Details. Just talking about Brett, and I just walked out of a staff meeting how detailed he was about every word and everything is, every little nuance of what we're doing is detailed. And he has a plan for everything, every situation. And that's really refreshing to see. Really refreshing to see. I was a part of a place that was similar with Coach Kleiman and how he built the culture there. I see the same thing in our players, and I look for those things now because I know how it looks. And you see our players and how they operate and hold doors and yes sir, no sir. Those things is culture in that building. And obviously you want to continue to build upon that, and that's what we plan on doing.
Coach, you've had a few more years under your belt since you last coached here. What have you learned personally from that experience? What do you bring back to the table that maybe you didn't have the last time?
I just think to do whatever we've done bigger and better. Obviously, everything starts with relationships, and with this age of the portal and NIL, all these things. It's relationships. Now I will start with that with my players. Because rules without relationships equals rebellion. And so you have to have relationships with your players, with the entire team. I'm in a good place where I believe in just mentoring young people. It starts there holistically, and then I can get them to play football, and in that order. And so I've learned a lot, not to put my finger on one thing, but I know this culture matters, and relationships matters in this day and age.
You trying to buy back your old house here, or anything like that, or that?
I'm serious. I'm trying, and I'm
I was kidding,
dead. Clint called me today, Clint Miller, and he's checking on it for me. So no, I'm serious. We'll see. I hope. If not, we'll get a nice one somewhere around here. And but yeah.
And obviously you're here because there's openings on the staff. How much did the trajectory of coaches under in the wheel and the tree, did that play at all any role into you wanting to coach under Brett?
Absolutely. I always believe that you are who you work for. I mean, you stamping this guy. He's the leader of our organization, and you want to work for. He's one of the best coaches in the country, and what he's been able to achieve at the different places, and what he's been able to do with Illinois in such a short period of time, I think it says a lot. And he's not satisfied with that. And I haven't been here with him, but I'm not either. And so I'm happy with that. I'm satisfied. I'm happy with that, and look forward to building upon that.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.